Technically, Eris just captures those values. Um, no, that's okay. No, that's all right. It's the imagination and skepticism part. Brilliant. Okay, good. Okay, good. Oh, wow, great. That's great. So we don't have to change my name or anything. All right, great. So empiricism is like critical research. Okay. Reason is like critical reflection. Okay. And then imagination is being open to new possibilities. Um, and skepticism, especially of the self. And I've always added that. And it works because in French, especially of self, it's like, well, not counting the of, it's SS. So it's eris. Right. And then, right. And then the other possibility when I was naming myself could have been Reiki instead of skepticism, humility. Um, but yeah, no, it goes both ways. So skepticism is good. And then just say, especially of self. So, and that's part of, that comes from critical recognition. Or it's, at least it's enhanced by critical recognition. By knowing I am a biological system, and not one that all the evidence indicates not a very good one. So, um, and so, of course, I'm going to be skeptical of myself. I'm also going to be skeptical of you because you are also a biological system, and by all evidence, not a very good one as far as for doing dialectics, or even day-to-day stuff. So I'm skeptical. Yeah, okay, great. So it is an alaris or an alaris or whatever we want to call it. Alaris. What I've been saying, alaris, an alaris, an alaris. Let's do an alaris. All right, so alaris is any kind of application of eris. And in eris, you've got your E, which is related to critical research, your R, which is related to critical reflection, your I and S, which are related to critical recognition. Okay, very good. Then a monalaris is the one-sided application of that, um, in order to advance the self-sort toward truth. So I didn't know about critical recognition. I mean, I knew about biases and all that stuff, but I didn't really get it. I didn't really get that this important foundation of understanding that we are biological minds and what our nature and limits are, before trying to go and be reasonable, quote unquote. Because you can't go interpret if you don't know how to sort of read your own interpretations, right? So long as you don't have critical recognition, of course, you just trust your interpretations. You trust something seems right to you. And especially if you're able to put some words to it and it comes out, then yeah, there's no tomfoolery happening here. I'm sold. I just gave a whole argument. Of course it's true. But with someone with critical recognition goes, I see no way that could be false. I see this, and this why it's true. But I'm a human brain, and and this might be bullshit, and I might not be seeing the value in that. All right, let's imagine. Let's do an alternate map. Let's imagine how I might have gotten to that. Besides the way that I think I got to that conclusion. Okay, very good. Okay, very good. And then dialaris is an interpersonal or an interkes. A kes is a claim, basically. So an eske, it's from the Bible. An eske is an esic is a dispute. And then either side of the dispute, the claims vying for, validation are each a kes. The kesses. All right, so you have an inter-kes attempt at resolution. advancing the participants toward truth. So it's not one mind. Has got to be two minds, okay? Because that changes everything once another mind is introduced. Because you can't trust yourself. You gotta talk to another mind. That mind doesn't have to actually represent the... Anyway, we're gonna make a proper video about all this. Okay. Wealleris is then, let's say that some truth is identified, and people who had a different guess regarding the ESIC, they they all agree on this new guess, and so then or this new truth. So we so then Wealleris is the erisic transmission of that. And of course, even the transmitters need to be skeptical of themselves, need to imagine they might be wrong, need to be check their empiricism and check their reason. And then the receivers also. And reception, we'll say, not just transmission. All right, brilliant. Okay, so that's great. That I shouldn't have all. I was a little bit of a tangent. Okay. So we were talking about for an interior it, right? An endo it, or an endoi. What it receives is its enlivery. What it sends, it's delivery. But that's bullshit. It doesn't send anything. The information is distributed. Okay. So I was thinking yesterday, I was like, I mean, it's the information that it receives. It doesn't like receive anything or think about anything or whatever, but its enlivery really is all the sequences that begot it. It wouldn't have happened. I mean, it could have happened it could have happened another way, but it happened because a specific it happened. Specific soup it happened. And all of that activity, those are all the pixels. The fact that they happened are the pixels. The fact that those liveries got validated happened are the pixels of the picture received by this. This doesn't really receive a picture, but if this guy got activated, okay, for simplicity's sake, let's say there is only one way to activate this guy, okay, for simplicity's sake. If that guy got activated, that means that all of the things required for that guy to be activated were true. So that's the bet side, the if side. That's the condition for my being slapped. That's what slapped me. All of that being true, not just the last thing, because the last thing wouldn't have happened if it wasn't the last thing. So it's all included in what would be identified as having slapped me. And so it can be all included as sort of the information that made it to this point. Or that had to be true for us to be having this conversation. Okay. Then on the other side, it's like everything that... I gotta make a proper video where I explain all the, what did I call it? The weights? Or are we gonna call those zits? I don't know. Okay. So I was thinking about, hold on. All right, whatever. I was thinking about, the ways, because, you know, ever since the beginning of voice theory, it was always important. What is the weight or the loudness of that voice? How big of a role does that voice play in the cognitive processes? Now, of course, it's it. So how big of a role does it play? What does it mean biologically or physically or in real terms? What would it mean for one it to be loud? Okay, well, I think we came up with two things, and this is actually going to be pretty cool. I think this is going to be fun. I don't know what you're going to be able to see. Oh, fuck. Shouldn't not have erased that. And this might just even be audio, isn't it? But that's okay. Maybe I'll put in the description this part of it. Oh, let me do another video file.